Hello, lovelies. So I am slowly working my way through the long list of requested videos that you guys have given me. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got a look that quite a few people actually asked me about. And I'm going to be throwing in some color correcting and cream contouring, which was in another video. That's pretty much how I do my makeup. And the end result is this. I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, as well as quite a few others. You don't have to use these exact products. You can use anything similar. It's something we've really lost touch with in new tutorials, as opposed to tutorials of several years ago. But I hope that you guys do enjoy. Let's jump in. So I already got a head start on today's look. I applied the Bare Minerals Gen Nude eyeshadow primer in the shade Bright AF. I like that this dries down completely so I can skip the step of setting my primer. Then I'm going to use the Just Peachy Mattes palette. So I'm starting with the shade Peaches in Cream and a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gently working this into my crease as a transition color. And then with a smaller brush, I'm going to use the shade Peach Punch to build that up into my crease. And then I'm going to grab Peach Sangria with a pencil brush and work that into the outer corner. And then back to the first brush to blend this back out. One thing I dislike about blending is that nobody ever talks about the fact that your eyeball can feel it. It's a weird sensation. Why does nobody talk about this? Alright, so now I'm going to go to the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. There are a ton of colorful options in here. The shade that I used on my lid in that other video was this one right here. I don't know if these have names. Nope, they don't. But it's this super pretty pink that almost has a bit of a gold to it. And with a flat brush, I'm going to build that up onto my eyelid. One of the biggest problems I had when I first started eyeshadow was not knowing how high up to take this. It's higher than you think. You kind of tilt your head back and look at where the change between the eyeball and the eyelid is. Hopefully you can see this since this is really hard to describe. And then I'm going to grab this really pale yellow in the palette, and I'm going to put this in the center of my lid because I want to have a bit of a pop effect there. Basically bringing that part of the eyelid forward even more, and I think the yellow really complements that gold in that pink shade. And then I'm going to blend out the edges so that doesn't look so harsh. I'm also going to set my brow area with the shade Peach Butter. It's that creamy, almost a little bit of pink to it color. Okay, so here's where we are right now. I just applied an oily type of primer to my face and a tacky primer to my nose so that my foundation will stick. It doesn't stick on my nose unless I use a tacky primer. And I also use the 24/7 Urban Decay pencil on my waterline. I'm going to be using the Mega Cushion foundation from Wet n Wild in the shade Buff Beige, which I'm going to apply with a brush and completely pretend it's not a cushion foundation, even though it is. And then I'm going to blend it out with my Shop Miss A sponge that I absolutely swear by. One thing I've learned through watching my own videos is to make sure you apply enough foundation right here at the edge of your face. I noticed in some of my old videos that I wasn't always that good at that, and when you turn your head where you can't see, it becomes obvious. I'm going to be doing some color correcting today with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid. This is in the shade Pink. I'm drawing this only where I have circles. I'm not doing... That one actually went too wide. Don't look at that. That's a bad example. But you really want to think about where the color that you're trying to correct is, as opposed to do this in the same style as you would do concealer. Then I'm going to follow with my actual concealer, and that I will take a little bit wider. This is going to crease pretty quickly if I don't directly follow with powder. So what I'll do is I will grab the sponge, make sure that we don't have any creasing, kind of hold my eye as still as I can. And then I'm grabbing a little bit of the Cover FX powder. I'll show you more thoroughly in a second. And I'm putting that right up under my eye. Okay, so I have the Cover FX powder, which I pour out onto my little mixing tray. And then this is the Real Techniques setting brush. So I'm going to do the other side, and I probably already have creasing, so sponge one more time. Yep, see how fast that creases? That's normal. That's normal. Then I'm going to do some cream contour. I absolutely love cream contour because when you blend it out, it will look more natural on the skin. I'm going to be starting with this shade right here, and I'm going to use this on my nose really carefully. The thing about doing this is that you should barely see it. That's a more natural looking shadow. This really should not look harsh. Then I'm going to grab some of this shade and mix it with the darker shade for some cheek contour. I'm quite intentionally using a bunch of different shades because depending on the part of your face you're looking at, the sun hits it differently and it creates a different tone to the shadow. Like, it's not all the same color of shadows on your face. And back into that darker color to define my jawline. I like a real strong, sharp jawline because it's kind of a little bit of a masculine feature. And everybody knows male privilege is a real thing, so. Okay, now for blending, I'm gonna work from lightest to darkest. So my nose is first. And I'm being really careful not to blend onto the tip of my nose because I don't want to have the darker shadows there. All right, then my forehead. And then on my chin, I'm blending downward in the same way that I blended the nose outward. We're just pushing the shadows to where they should be. Here's the deal. True story, the more powder you put on your face, the easier the rest of your face products are going to blend. So don't be afraid to cake it on if you really want good blending, but we'll follow with something else. In the video that you guys saw, I used the Jeremy Scott MAC palette, but I want to use things that are available. So I'm going to start with this Pixie Glowy Powder Rome Rose Blush. And for as much hate as Toddy got in that video where she didn't like the Emily Edit palette, I'm going to start with blush. I'm going to tell you why. This is going to be a kind of like soft and pretty look. So I want blush to be more central in this look than the bronzer. So I'm applying the blush here and sweeping it down. And if it goes where you don't want it, it's not a big deal because we haven't done bronzer or anything else. We'll just clean it up with more powder. So then I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula in a really fluffy brush, and I'm going to be applying this to my forehead. All right, and then, oh Lord. Don't wear white when you're getting ready. And then for the tip of my nose, I'm going to use this Flesh highlighting powder in the shade Jump. I don't want something too glowy, and this is a little more on the natural side. Same for... Alright, so then I'm going back into the blush, and I'm putting it on the very bridge of my nose really gently. And then the tip of my chin. We're going to blend all of this out. Alright, now I'm finally going to finish the eyes. I don't know if other people are going to like the order in which I do things at all, because it's a lot of jumping around. But this is definitely what works for me. I'm going to go ahead and use the pink highlighter on the inner corner of my eyes. Come back around to Just Peachy and that peach sangria shade that we put in the outer corner. And then with the E36 Sigma, I'm going to grab Fresh Picked. I've learned not to go too light or too red on this part, because this is where you can end up making yourself look a little on the sickly side. Ooh, my brush is looking gnarly. Alright, as much as I hate to admit this, and trust me, I hate to admit this, lashes will make you look prettier. It's a cruel reality. So just throw any mascara on. It truly doesn't matter which mascara you use. And then I'm going to grab these, it's not Huda, I threw some Eyelure lashes in a Huda container because I want to feel more bougie than I am. I'm not paying Huda's prices a second time. These lashes were fine, but I'm sorry, I just do not see enough of a difference. Alright, I'm going to be using Duo Glue, which if you've ever used this, it requires some time between steps. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my lashes and then go watch some YouTube videos. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? I'm going to say that one of the best tricks I ever got from another YouTuber is from Jay Kissa, who said to use an eyeliner brush, dab some glue on, and put the lash glue directly on the inner corner and then the outer corner of your lids. It makes a huge difference. Your lashes will not budge. I don't think I can effectively show this on camera, so I'm going to turn off the camera. You know how to apply lashes. I'm doing eyeliner off camera because of who I am as a person. Alright, so I'm going to tie everything together with a little bit of a warmer toned pink. Okay, this is Ulta's Bossy, the matte lip cream. These are really, really nice products. Yeah, I want a little more sparkles, so we're going to add in a gloss. And then you either do your hair if you're good at hair, or throw a wig on if you're like me and you're not at all good at hair and are slowly coming to the realization that you may never be. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, YouTube.